Everyone. They're games that are almost as old as the world itself. Some can even be called legendary relic of gaming industry. So today, I'll tell you about an old game where I'll be turned into a vampire to become a pawn in the world of darkness. I'm CringelordOfDoom, and this video is about Vampire The Masquerade, Bloodlines.
I want to show you something.
Bloodlines truly shines in its narrative. The game has a really decent plot where you're introduced to the world of Kindred. That is a story not about saving the world, but surviving in upcoming chaos. Everything started with you becoming a fledgling, embraced against the traditions of Camarilla, one of the vampiric sects. You and your sire got captured by Camarilla during process of your transformation and sentenced to execution. Unexpectedly, you were saved by the leader of the opposing sect, Anarchs. Since the tension between two factions was already strong enough, you are allowed to leave. Unwillingly, you become a servant to a vampire prince, who provided you with a task and purpose. A bit later you met Jack, who offered to become your friend. He showed you basics of vampire life and what your new body is capable of, but suddenly your practice got interrupted by the attack of another sect, Sabbath. So you had to survive through the occurring chaos, and at the same time use this opportunity to make your training practical. After some time, big guys dealt with Sabbath. You survived the attack. Then you finally left the place to go to Santa Monica, place where your path began. Things will start slowly, a bit by bit involving you into the fight over the power and control of a mysterious ancient artifact known as the Ankaran sarcophagus. Both factions, Camarilla, Sabbath, Anarchs, and Kuei Chin, will come to the scene. You will become a pawn and a main actor. You are given choice to join sides with 3 of them, but what is no less important, to remain independent. The main story is non-linear, allowing you to direct it in the way you feel right, even though most events will occur regardless of your decision, faking some of the choices. Except the main arc, game offers you lots of opportunities to explore the world and get acquainted with all sorts of kindred and representatives of 7 clans. The story of Bloodlines is considerably deep, covering such topics as political games, your role in them, strength of those who are in power, eternal life, and meaning of death.
If the story of Bloodlines was more literal. Hey, Nines, I want to join Anarchs.
Not so fast, dude. Just do what Law Crow tells you for now.
Good job. You did well, fledgling.
Yay.
Bloodlines mixed gothic aesthetics and modernity to infuse mystery of the hidden world into everyday life. The design of characters is real nice too, especially considering technical capability back in the days. But let's not haste. Design of the locations and characters is good, even though it may not satisfy everyone's expectations. There is no modern character creation, but what is offered for choice resembles game lore. Repellis Bruja, Bestial Gangrel, Weird Malkavian, Monstrous Nosferatu, Attractive Toreador, Mysterious Tremere, and Pretentious Ventru. Almost all look pretty good, but that's just part of it. There's a good bunch of NPCs with cool, unique and distinctive design, like Jack, Nines, Damsel, Sebastian, Maximilian, and so on. What you don't often see in modern Western game is women, who are literal incarnation of sexuality and attractiveness. I'm talking about Vivi, Therese Warman, and Jeanette Warman, whose visuals probably inspired design change of Harley Quinn. As for design of the world, almost all locations look great, maybe except a few corridor levels, and create mysterious and intriguing atmosphere. Small city of Santa Monica, downtown of LA, glamorous Hollywood, and Oriental Chinatown. All locations are distinctive and ignite allure to explore them. Late game locations lose a bit of space, but don't lose their charm. Atmosphere of some locations is insane. Ocean House Hotel can easily give you a good spook. Malkavian Mansion makes you uneasy just being there. Sewers creep you out and make you want to leave them.
You've become a vampire. Your expectation.
Wow!
Reality.
Gameplay of Bloodlines is real controversial. Devs tried to spread themselves too thin, and that affected game quality drastically. Unfortunately, they were not very consistent in building game. Overall, gameplay consists of exploration, talking, and questing phase. That changes into combat. Looks pretty normal, right? But there's an issue. It seems that game has certain identity disorder. It's said to be an RPG. The first half of the game is that way, but the second half tries to pretend to be a mix of slasher, shooter, and RPG. So you can split the whole game into two parts. First, Santa Monica and Downtown. Second, Hollywood and Chinatown. The first one starts extremely good. Lots of dialogues, variability in how you can complete many quests. Through fighting, dialogues, or stealth. Second, designed to let player get action, and a lot of it. Fighting becomes frequent, and social skills have occasional meaning, unlike combat ones. So, if you have invested only in combat skills, then you will have no trouble beating the game, even though you can miss a few romantic interactions. And that's just it. The way Bloodlines is built diminishes social skills, since their usage mostly lies within the first part. Some, like finance, have no meaning at all. Such game design decision leads to losing its core part of gameplay. As for the combat itself, if you haven't invested anything in melee fighting skills, then you will eventually get into trouble. Stealth still works considerably good in early and late game, but it's kind of broken and still can get you involved into direct fighting. Shooting in the game just makes you wonder, why is it even here? It's so bad, so ineffective, takes a lot of time to let character aim. The only decent weapon is flamethrower, but a few uses and you got out of ammo. Melee fighting is just good, quick and effective. Unarmed combat is workable until late game. Then using katana makes you OP. The whole fighting system isn't really worked through, and can easily make you suffer. Eventually you will get to the bosses, so stealth is of no use there. Using firearms will lead you to the grave considerably quickly, unless you bug out boss. And only melee combat will allow you to live through. There is something that justifies certain things. The game directly tells you that firearms are of no use against kindred. So I guess that partially redeems it. There are vampiric powers called disciplines, which you can use when needed. Every clan has 3 of them, some useful, some niche. That aspect is quite okay.
Now, my sacrifice. Who are you?
Well, game was notoriously bugged back in the days of release, and even patches couldn't fix everything. Even now there's a good amount of bugs and glitches of all kind. Different graphical issues, mostly noticeable on the walls that have some kind of graffiti on them. When it starts to flicker, somehow it passively irritates you. But that is a minor issue. The main problems lie in AI behavior and scripts not flagging. The first one occasionally makes your movement pain in the arse at the main locations, and quite often at the late combat levels. It's especially noticeable if you try to play stealthy. Bosses' behavior somehow bugs quite often, sometimes resulting in them being stuck in the textures. The issues with scripts exist and can easily make you restart level. Having lots of different save files is just a must to reduce possibility of replaying the whole thing. It doesn't happen often, but if it happened, it will drive you crazy. I stumbled upon this problem during the quest of saving Ash Rivers. All enemies were gone, and script didn't want to trigger until he was upstairs, and he didn't want to go up anyhow. There is also a broken quest called You Only Die Once a Night, where you need to protect Graveyard. To complete it, you either need some late game weapons or just through exploits. And weapons may not even help you because enemies start to spawn so fast and so close to the gates you need to protect. You may not even have enough time to go from one to another, and even if you are on time, that just jeopardizes protection of another gate. So be aware of that quest. I can compare Vampire The Masquerade Bloodlines with a beautiful ancient relic that can tell you a grand story. When found, it was broken, and then fixed with a duct tape. Sometimes it happens. After finishing this game, I can say that I'm comparatively positive about Bloodlines, due to great story, voicing, nice looking characters, and atmosphere. Even broken gameplay couldn't ruin it. If made as a text-based RPG, then play experience would be better. Completion was tough at times, since I decided to try distant combat, but rather quickly figured out that beating enemies with bare hands was 10 times more effective. So I switched to melee, which minimized my inconvenience. That doesn't justify combat system being broken in mechanics and balance. Right now it looks quite awful in comparison to modern games, but back in the days it was okayish. Bloodlines is 2 decades old, so nothing wrong about it. You'll need a bit of patience and maybe a bit of walkthroughs to complete the game, especially if you will lose the direction, like in the sewers or temple. There's a good bunch of puzzles that can confuse you easily. Some mechanics are not explained, so you may not figure out everything quickly. That can give you a bit of headache if you are too used to modern games. Despite that, Bloodlines is really worth playing for its story and reminiscing about old gaming industry, when creativity was not bound by politics and wokeness. Story of the game covers pretty serious topic, which is fate of a plain person in the game of different political groups. Not extremely deep, but good enough. If you're into beautiful girls, then seeing Warman sisters and Vivi is also a good reason to try out this game. Sure, graphics are outdated, but characters still look great. You won't see something like this today, because crazies will make so much fuss about it. Yeah, good old times. So, the game price is $20 for a relic like Bloodlines. To say that it is insanity is to say nothing. Like, you can be serious. This game is so old. I could understand the pricing if game was properly fixed, graphics updated, combat rebalanced and some levels reworked. But the game wasn't updated for so many years. Discount during sales saves the day and makes the price $10, which should be the base price. For what you pay, you will get approximately 40 to 60 hours of gameplay and potential of replayability to explore more game lore. If you can get this game from privateers of internet waters, then why not? Nothing to be ashamed about. I thank you for watching, and I would like to know, did you play this game? What do you think about it? Do you consider it a good game? Let me know in the comment section below. I fare you well, and I'll see you in the next video.